She feared him, but somehow he was always let back in. Cassandra Valentin thought the worst was behind her after surviving years of abuse, threats, and control. But Marvin Lynn Williams, her ex-boyfriend, wasn't done with her, not by a long shot. He'd already been to prison for hurting her. She had filed protective orders, begged for help, and tried to build a life without him. But no matter what she did, he kept coming back. And one quiet Monday afternoon, the silence in her home would break into horror. When police arrived for a welfare check, what they found behind the door was brutal, personal, and fatal. This is not just a story about domestic violence, it's about manipulation, fear, a justice system that gave second chances, and a woman who ran out of time.
Do you have any kind of understanding of why you're here today?
No, I don't.
Nothing's happened recently why we would be wanting to talk to you?
No, sir.
Okay.
But now, when I seen the police, I'm on probation.
I know that.
That's why when I seen them, I froze, and then I no, I can't go back, so I took off.
Okay. Where are you from?
Originally, South Carolina.
And your sister Minnie lives in South Carolina?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have a sister here locally, goes by, her name's Lizzie, but she goes by Angela? Okay. You have a girlfriend here?
Got a fiance.
What's her name?
Her name is Cassandra Hopkins Valentin.
When was the last time you saw Cassandra?
I seen her Sunday.
Okay. Were you guys living together?
Yes, sir.
What's that address?
2051 Frank E. Avenue, Jacksonville 32208.
You guys have a phone over there?
She have a cell phone. I have a cell phone.
Okay. What's your cell phone number?
I dropped my phone in water.
Mm.
That's why I can't even make a call.
When did you drop it in water?
Monday
evening, Monday morning?
around about 6 o'clock Monday morning.
Okay, early in the morning. Did you work Monday or?
No, I had an appointment. Monday because I couldn't go to work, and I couldn't call my foreman because of my phone. So
okay. So you did work Monday. Did you work Tuesday?
Yes, I did.
And then you work today, of course. That's where you're at today. Who do you work for?
I work for Ferber.
Ferber. What do you guys do there?
Sheet metal.
Sheet metal work. Okay. Do you guys work like at different parts of the city?
Work all over, but I'm working at St. Augustine.
Oh, the hospital out there. How did you get there today?
My brother. I catch ride my brother every morning.
Who's your brother?
Not my biological brother. Muslim brother.
Okay. What's his name?
His name is Joe.
Joe. What's Joe's last name?
Alfred.
Alfred. Okay. So I don't hear well. So if I ask you, no, I'm not. What? You rode with him in his car? What kind of car does he drive?
He drives a black car.
A black car.
4-door.
Black 4-door. What kind?
I don't know.
You don't know what brand it is? Okay. Like older car or newer car?
I don't know. That's about 2000, something like that. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So you said last time you saw Cassandra, do you call her Sandy or?
I call her Sweetie.
Sweetie. Okay. I'm not gonna call her Sweetie. So I'll call her Cassandra for you.
See, that's what I call her.
Okay. Okay. So you call her Cassandra. Last time you saw her was Sunday night. About what time was that?
Around about. I said around about what, 7:30, 8 o'clock. About the last time I seen her, because we had an argument.
What was the argument about?
Because the Jags lost the football game. That was the argument was about.
Are one of y'all Jags fans and one not, or?
Well, she's a New England fan,
Oh, okay.
but she pulled for the Jags because it's Jacksonville. She lives in Jacksonville, and I'm a 49er fan.
Okay.
So that's what the argument started about, and then she went to reminiscing about the past history that's between us. You know, that I just got out of prison for domestic battery on her. And numerous another time that I had been down here for the same thing. So she was reminiscing about that, and she caught a major attitude, and we arguing back and forth. So I said, you know what, I'm gone. I'll be back by a week or two.
Okay. And where'd you go?
So I went downtown. I just walked around downtown Sunday night, rest of Sunday. Then I went to the shelter.
What shelter did you go to?
I went to Trinity. Trinity Shelter. Monday. It's a dude there named Debo. He gave me a courtesy and let me stay there Monday night.
Okay, so you stayed there Monday night, and then you
and
went to
then
work Tuesday.
and then let me stay there again last night.
Okay. During y'all's argument Sunday night, 7 o'clock, you said 7 p.m., correct?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, somewhere around there. Was there any violence at all? Was she violent towards you?
As soon as I walked, because I was outside smoking
Mm-hmm.
before the argument started. But when I came back in, as soon as I walked in, she kind of pushed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, we started arguing. So I left.
Mm-hmm.
But then as I was leaving, she said, well, I'm going to Miss Mary's house. She went down to the store, got her some alcohol, came back to Miss Mary. I was sitting down at the bus station.
Which was Miss Mary?
It's an older lady that stays. The house sits here. There's a fence. At the back of the house, there's a fence. It's like a crowd place here, but it's a big house here.
Mm-hmm.
It's right behind the house that sits right. If you see our house here, it's a house here. It's right directly behind the house on the right. On the same side we on, but it's right directly behind the house.
So is her house the house directly on Edgewood? Because you got Frank Avenue right here.
No.
Edgewood's out here.
We stay
Moncrief's over here.
Okay, we stay on Moncrief and Edgewood.
Yeah, but y'all live on
Frank E.
You live on Frank E.
We stay on Frankie.
Yeah, there's an auto parts store right, or some kind of auto place right next to y'all.
Yeah.
So where would that be? Okay, here's the auto place. Here's y'all's house. Here's Edgewood. Here's Frank. Where would it be now? I'm a little confused.
Okay. It's like a shed here, like an auto place there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here. Our house, okay, the house sits like this.
Yeah. So this is the auto place. This is
our house here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's another fence right beside it. There's another house right beside us.
Mm-hmm. Like y'all go like right beside each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a fence that separates our house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Miss Mary house sits right behind the house that's on the other side of that fence.
Mm-hmm.
Sits right behind it.
Okay. So then so you said she was headed over there, and then where'd you go from there?
I went downtown.
Okay. How'd you get downtown?
I caught the bus.
You caught a bus. Do you remember which bus that is?
The 3B.
3B, and you got on that right there. Where's the bus stop at?
Right there on it's like the plaza.
The little shopping center right there on Moncrief and Edgewood?
It's like Moncrief Lounge, liquor store, beauty stop, stuff like that.
Okay. Is there any connections there, or did you go straight downtown?
Once I got on the bus, I went straight down to the bus station.
To the one on Union Street? Like
Rosa
the big
Park.
bus station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then from there, where'd you go?
I walked around town. I just walked just mad. Like, why we always arguing, this and that and third.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stayed at that all night.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't call my phone. Like I said, I couldn't call my foreman.
When'd your phone go? When'd you drop your phone in the water?
Monday.
Monday morning?
Monday morning.
You said about 6 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
What about before then? Did you call anybody before then?
I tried to call her. I tried to call her before I dropped my phone in the water.
Okay.
I tried to call her. She wouldn't answer the phone. I tried to call her numerous times. She wouldn't answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting down at Hammond Park. My phone was in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's when my phone went in the water.
At Hemming Park?
At Hammond Park.
Okay. But you were able to get it back out. Is that the phone you have with you today?
Uh-huh.
And it's just not working?
It's just not working. I'm hoping that it dries out, or I'm gonna try to slowly put it in rice.
Put it in rice? Yeah, I was about to say rice is usually what they say.
I put it in rice. That don't work.
Did it completely submerge, or did it just...
It went all the way under.
Oh, okay. Is it the fountain up there? Is that where it went in?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was a fountain up there. All right. Did you make any other calls between when you left Cassandra's and go to downtown?
Well, I always try to call my sister Minnie
Mm-hmm.
and try to talk to her,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't answer her phone.
Did you leave her a voicemail? Now listen. All the questions I'm asking, I know the answers to. Okay. What I would like to know. Okay, I know something bad happened. All right. I mean, I've talked to your sister Minnie. I mean, in South Carolina. I got back from South Carolina about 10 o'clock last night. I've talked to your sister here, Lizzie or Angela. I'm not sure which. Do you call her Lizzie or Angela?
I call her Angie.
Okay, Angie. I talked to her locally. I've seen the text message you sent her. I've listened to the voicemail that you left for Minnie. Okay, so I know something bad happened. I know that you weren't downtown all night. Okay, I know that.
Yes, I was downtown.
I can tell everywhere your phone was when you made those calls. Okay, I know you went downtown. I know that the last place your phone hit on a tower was downtown. I know all those answers to all those questions. Okay, what I don't know is I don't know your mindset. Okay, I don't know if you maliciously planned something or something bad happened in the spur of the moment. But you know where I'm coming from, right? I mean, you got to know that I know all this, all right? And I'm giving you an opportunity to be upfront as you can, okay? I know that at points you even contemplated taking your own life, okay? So obviously I know there's some regret there, okay? I know there's some feeling of sorrow, okay? Because I don't think that when you started out Sunday night that you planned on it ending the way it did, okay? I know for sure she was drinking, and I don't know about you, obviously, because I don't have a way of testing your blood from Sunday night, Monday morning. I don't know if you were drinking and things just went south, but I know things went south, okay? And they went a lot further south than her just pushing you. So the question today is, are you going to be honest? Or are you going to sit here and tell lies? All right? Listen, I went up and talked to Minnie, and he's been praying for you. Minnie's biggest concern was that you were going to either hurt yourself or you were going to force us to hurt you. And I assure her that's not what we want to do. Okay? What I wanted to do is happening right now. I want to sit across from the table from you and talk to you. Okay? I don't harbor any ill feelings for you. I tell you who I feel sorry for. The sorriest I feel for in all this is your sister Minnie. Okay? She had to listen to that message and worry about you for 2 or 3 days. Okay? And I've called and left her a message, but she doesn't get off work till 3, so she probably hasn't got that message yet. So, where are we going to be? Did you make a mistake and things went south?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start over. What happened?
I was drinking. You know, a minute told me not to drink no more, cause I can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it enhances my attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So once we started arguing, it's like a rage just came out.
What happened?
First, after the argument, I left. She come out the door. I said, "Where you going?" I'm going to get me some drink. So she went down to Monk Creek Lodge. I followed behind her. She got it. She got her wine. She went over to Miss Mary's house. She said she was going to Miss Mary's house just to chill out with Miss Mary because she called her grandpa. So I tried to call her. I told her, I said, you know what, it's over with. You want to choose drinking over me, this and the third, da da da. But I'm just tripping. I ain't saying that it's over. I'm just
upset.
Yeah, because you know if I get upset, I'm going to say some stuff. I'm going to say some things and get that out of the way. So when she came home, I finally came home, but she left her key in the door. So I'm like, why is your key in the door? Oh, I left it there for a reason. I said, what's the reason? And then she started the argument back from the previous argument. So what happened was that the argument got heated some more. She went and grabbed the knife. I took it from her. And was the end of it.
Where were y'all at when she got the knife?
It was in the hallway.
Okay. And when you took it from her, what was she doing?
She was struggling, trying not to give it to me, trying to give it to me. And she was being resistant, and she fell. I fell on top of her.
What point did you get the knife?
When I fell on top of her, because I had grabbed it like this, the handle part from her. So once I grabbed it, she was pulling. She was pulling, so I'm telling her, let it go, let it go. So when she done, still got put a little grip to it. I'm stronger than she is.
I mean, obviously, you're a big dude. She's
I'm stronger than she is, so I'm trying to have some. I'm kind of like having fun,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I loosened up, and I said, "You want the knife that bad? You can have it." But I still got the handle part.
Mm-hmm.
When she pulled, she got the blade part towards her. So when she pulled,
Where was she grabbing at on the knife?
she was grabbing like, I got the handle,
Mm-hmm.
like one hand, but it's still some more handle there.
Mm-hmm.
So she grabbed that part there. So when
She's grabbing the handle and the blade.
yeah. So when she slipped, we both fell,
Mm-hmm.
and I landed on top of her with the knife in my hand.
Mm-hmm. Then what happened?
And she was hollering. I'm like, "What you hollering for?" So I looked, the knife was in her.
Where at in her?
It was somewhere in her stomach. So I pulled it out. And she was saying, "Baby, I'm dying, baby, I'm dying." I panicked.
Then what happened?
She said that we're supposed to be getting married in June.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is, when I pulled the knife out, I panicked so hard till, and I told her, "Ain't nobody gonna believe this. Ain't nobody gonna believe that you slipped and I fell on top of you."
Mm-hmm. At this point, the wound right here, and
Just
right in her stomach.
somewhere in here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, ain't nobody gonna believe this.
Mhm.
First thing they're gonna look at is our history together. The battery.
And you're having this conversation with her at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I went to think about me going back to prison.
Mm-hmm.
I panicked.
And then what happened?
She was like, "I want to ask you something." And I'm looking your face and tell you this. This is what she said to me. "Finish me off." I told her no. I said, "Baby, do it. I'm tired. I want to go home." "If you love me, finish it." I was scared. I did what she asked me. That's when I texted my sister.
Was she just laying there at that point? She wasn't fighting anymore? How many times do you think you stabbed her?
After that falling, went like 3
Three more times? Where'd the knife end up?
in her neck.
Is that when it broke?
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Then you text your sister. You text Minnie.
I left the house.
I'm sorry, you text Lizzie.
I left the house. I went downtown. I text Angie. First I think I called her. I think I called her, but then I texted her and told her. I said I did something stupid. Wasn't my intentions. I did something stupid.
And that's in a text message? Then did you call Minnie too, or
I called my brother David. He didn't answer the phone.
did you leave him a message, or did you just call him?
I left him a message too. I called mom, tried to call mom to tell her. She wouldn't answer her phone. I called Minnie, so Minnie didn't answer her phone, so I left her a voice message.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like a sister that I can talk to about anything.
She's a good lady.
I can talk to her about anything.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever actually talk to anybody about it? About what happened?
Mm-mm.
Never actually spoke with anybody. It was all just the text message and the voicemails.
I love you, Minnie. Please take care of mom for me. Tell mom I love her. I know you're disappointed in me. Want nothing to tell you, but I just killed Sandy. I can't go back to prison. Love you all. Bye-bye.
That's
Give
the,
Kitty a big kiss and a hug from me, okay? Tell her I love her.
that's the message you left Minnie.
Mm-hmm.
Your family's worried about you, and I'll call. I already called and left a message for Minnie, but I'll call Lizzie when we get out of here. Is that the text message that you sent to Angie? That's it. When she was laying there after she got stabbed the first time, you had control of the knife, right? At that point, you have the knife in your hand, and she's let loose of it, and that's when she's telling you to finish her.
I had pulled the knife out of the stomach.
Mm-hmm. What was she doing with her hands at that point? She just like relaxed, or she?
Once I pulled the knife out, she covered the wound. I said, "Baby, let me see."
Mm-hmm.
I offered. I said, "Baby, let me get some ice or something to put on it to slow the bleeding down."
Mm-hmm.
She said no. She said she was tired. She was ready to go home with her grandmother and her son.
Were you standing up at that point, or were you
I was kneeling on one knee.
one knee, and then she was on her kind of side to and back? I mean, obviously at that point, you're in fear of going to jail, correct? And that's why. And then she's saying to finish her. I mean, do you think at that point there was a better decision to be made? I mean, do you think stand up and call 911?
You know, detective, I've been on a long road with her.
Yes, sir.
I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I fought so hard to get back with her where we was at.
Yes, sir.
So do you really think that I wanted to do that? And I'm sitting here looking at you dead in your eyes. You really think that I wanted to do that?
To her?
Yes.
No. No, I think you got upset and something bad happened. I don't.
She begged me, sir. She begged me to do this.
She begged you to kill her.
Because she was tired. After that knife went in her, she was tired.
I mean, do you think that? I mean, still. I mean, do you still think like we're sitting here right now today? Do you think that was the right decision?
No, it wasn't the right decision.
That's what I was asking.
It was not the right decision.
I mean, do you think the right decision would have been to call 911 for to get her some attention for the stab wound? I mean, obviously you would have had to deal with what you got to deal with anyways, but and we're still sitting here dealing with that. And
I was still been sitting right here.
Yeah, she probably would have lived from the first wound.
I'd have been sitting right here having the same conversation with you.
But she would have been alive. And that's what I mean. I mean, there were some better decisions to be made. She had no defensive wounds on her hands. She had no cuts on her hands.
I know she didn't.
And that's why I'm a little skeptical about the part where she's grabbing. You got the handle in your hand, and she's grabbing. I have never seen anyone get stabbed where they grabbed a blade and didn't get their hand cut. So I'm asking you, man to man, And you know,
And I'm telling you, man to man, you do
because obviously you understand that
Yes, I do.
that she had the knife at first. If all this is true, she had the knife at first. You're obviously a big guy. You were able to take that knife from her, and during that struggle, she gets stabbed. Okay, but then you have control of the knife. At that point, you're not in fear for your life anymore. You're in fear of getting in trouble, and you're in fear about what happened, but you're not in fear for your life. So there's no self-defense at that point, correct?
After that, it wasn't.
Yeah, after the first stab wound, there's no self-defense. Everything you did after that's a whole separate. You could have stopped right there, called 911, and she probably lives. Okay.
Yeah,
But she told you that stuff, and you did it. So whether she had the knife at the beginning or not doesn't change the fact about charges and things like that. So that's why I want to make sure all of that part's true. Okay? Did she have the knife first? Did you really wrestle it from her? Or did it happen a different way?
she had the knife first.
Okay. And everything you told me today is 100% correct.
Yes, sir.
She tried to grab it from the top. Somehow she doesn't get cut, other than the stab here.
Listen, this is a knife.
Mm-hmm.
She got the knife. When I wrestled it from her, I got this much of the handle.
Okay, so there's like this much handle left. There's more handle left.
Yeah, it's
So she has more of the handle than the blade.
She had more of a handle than some parts of the blade.
Okay.
When she pulled, she lost her slipping.
Mm-hmm. Both of you are standing up at this point.
Yeah, because she been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
She lost her balance, and I fell with her. The blade pointed like this. I'm 235, 240. I landed on top of it like this.
How far did the blade go into that time?
I think to the handle.
How about the other stab wounds?
I don't know how far they went in. I really don't.
What do you...
The last thing I remember from what she telling me before the next stabbing was kiss me. I bent down to her. She said, "I love you and thank you," and I kissed her.
That was after the one in the neck?
That was before that one.
That was between the other ones and the neck?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
Before the neck one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she asked me. That's what she was telling me.
Okay. After the chest, before the neck. Okay. And then you kissed her and then stabbed her in the neck?
When I kissed her, I said, "I love you." She said, "I love you too." And she said, "Goodbye."
Did you receive any injuries while you were trying to take the knife? Did you get cut at all or anything like that? I mean, I know you got some nicks and stuff now, but I'm assuming that's from
No,
today
this comes from
or working.
work.
Okay.
Me working, little nicks, little cuts, stuff like
Yeah.
that comes from me. The sheet metal stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, but you didn't get injured at all
No.
or any of that. What do you think, if you were on the outside looking at this, what do you think should happen to you?
What I think should happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
I should join.
I know you made some threats about that, but I mean, if you were, do you think, I mean, obviously you think what you did was wrong, correct? It was not the right thing to do.
Yeah, she's the love of my life.
Yeah. Did you guys have any other, I mean, I know obviously we have one other violent incident. Was there any other ones?
We had a violent incident in, I first hit her in 11, 12, and then I went to prison in 13.
Were the other ones documented, the 2011 and 12? Were the police called on those, or was it just the one where you went to jail?
The police weren't called in 11. I think the police was called in 12, and it was called in 13. When they called in 13, I went to prison.
That's the one you went to prison for 4 years for. The one in 11, what was that incident? What happened there?
It was that she got a call with some men. And, you know, I got the hot head.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her, I said, where she been at? And the dude was like, Where he at? Where he at? I said, I'm right here. He got in his truck and left. So we had some physical altercations.
Was it just hands that time? Were there anything else involved? Or?
It was just hands.
Okay. Was she injured at all? Or?
She had a busted lip.
Okay. How about you? Did you have any injuries? Or? What about the 2012 incident?
She got injured pretty bad.
She was injured pretty bad in that one. Did the police were called in that?
Yeah, she still got documentation, pictures and stuff of 12 and 13.
Okay, so 12 and 13, the police were called. The 13 being the incident that you went to jail. And that one, I know about that one, so you don't have to rehash that one.
Didn't we have this conversation about 13 last year? I mean,
Me and you? Yeah. No. I only work homicides. I only work deaths.
Okay.
So no, I wasn't involved in any of that other stuff. Have you ever? Has this been a problem your entire life, violence towards women, or is it just with her?
No, I ain't never had a problem with violence toward women. Matter of fact, when I was locked up in South Carolina, I was against my sister's husband because he used to jump on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know my Minnie's husband was doing the same thing, so I was against that when I got out. You know,
Yeah.
my mind frame switched when my grandfather passed in '92.
Mm-hmm.
Then my father passed in '97. Now I'm locked up now. I got locked up in '95.
Yeah.
My father died in '97. My grandmother in '99, and then a host of relatives that was constantly passing as the years went by.
Now your sister was telling me that you were raised by your dad at least part of the time, while she was raised by mom.
I was raised by my grandma.
Well, she said grandma, but you were officially with dad or something.
I was
you got back with dad.
I was officially. I mean, my grandmother had custody of me.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he stayed there, but my grandmother had custody of me.
Okay, because she said that the girls stayed with mom and the boys went with dad.
My two older brothers went with dad.
Mm-hmm.
I continued to stay with grandma.
You stayed with grandma when the other two left. Was there any abuse in the house when you were a kid, or you were never abused physically, mentally, sexually, anything like that? There's never any problems in the house. You feel like you had a good childhood, as good as you could have with the situation that was going on.
My grandparents gave me just about everything I could ever ask for, and sometimes not even ask for.
Okay. Did you go to school? How far did you go to school?
I supposed to graduated in November the 15th from FCC for HVAC.
Okay, that's recently. But you went to elementary school, obviously middle school or junior high, and then high school. When did you quit going to school at that point?
I really didn't quit going to school. I quit going to day school.
Okay.
I went to going to night school.
Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did end up graduating. Good student, no problems.
Well, I was a good student. I ain't gonna say I was no A student, but I was a good student.
No learning disabilities, no issues like that, no mental issues, anything like that would have held you back.
Not that I know about no mental issues. I ain't never had a psycho evaluation.
Okay. You didn't have anything while you were in prison in South Carolina. They didn't offer
Well,
anything?
they tried to give me. They scheduled me to talk to like 2 psych doctors, but they said there ain't nothing wrong with me. So.
Okay. We're gonna step out real quick. I'm gonna make sure there's nothing else. Do you need anything else? You want another bottle of water? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me grab you something. If you were on the outside viewing everything that happened, you could be an all-seeing eye. You saw everything for exactly how it happened, and you saw somebody do this to somebody. It's not you; it's somebody else. And what do you think should happen to the person that did something like this? Do you think what they did is right and that they shouldn't be punished? Do you think they should be punished and go to jail? Do you think they should be punished more harshly? I mean, that's what I'm asking you. If you were standing here and you just saw all this happen, you saw a guy and a woman get in a fight, you see her with a knife, you see him you see everything, just like you just told me. What do you think should happen to
Death penalty.
Death penalty? And that's what I was asking. Maybe it was poorly worded. It's kind of a complicated question, a little bit more complicated than...
No, because I kind of knew what you was talking about.
Okay. That's what I was asking. What do you think should happen? You think so you would think that if somebody did this, they should get the death penalty. Why do you think that?
Because even though that person s- said, let's say that person said that go ahead, they tired, they want to go home. You know, even if the person asked them to do it.
Should have done it.
911 was the best call, but like I said, she said she was tired, she was ready to go.
Yeah.
And that was a poor judgment.
But at the time, you thought it was the right thing to do. I mean, that's
Yeah. But like I said,
hindsight's 20/20, man. It's, you know, we make bad decisions in split seconds. I mean, everybody does it.
and I'm pretty sure that the family's gonna seek for the death penalty. So
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
mean,
won't
that's-
either. So I'm ready to get it over with.
All right. Let me get that evidence technician. We'll get those photographs and we'll get you in there.
Cassandra did everything she could to protect herself. Filed injunctions, tried to move on, tried to live in peace. But Marvin Williams didn't just want control, he needed it. And when he felt it slipping, he didn't just lash out, he made sure there was no going back. In the end, this wasn't just a tragedy, it was a warning about what happens when the system gives second chances to men who treat women like possessions. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, don't wait. Help is out there, and sometimes it can mean the difference between survival and becoming another name in a news story. Thanks for watching another Blue Dot special. Stay aware, stay safe.